Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches, which are happening on Sunday, November 6, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Washington Commanders vs Minnesota Vikings. Washington has been able to turn its season around by virtue of its 3-game winning streak, but its luck is bound to run out against a quality opponent. The Commanders have put themselves behind the 8-ball in each of their last 3 games, using late rallies to pull off wins. They are going to have trouble doing that against a Minnesota team that has one of the best running backs in the NFL, along with a consistent quarterback. Washington has allowed 128.8 rushing yards per game over its last 4 games, so it will have trouble slowing down Dalvin Cook. The Commanders are also playing under a backup quarterback, making this spread look too small. Take Minnesota -3. The Minnesota offense will be in high gear against the Commanders. They are scoring a shade under 25 points per game. Their defense is also allowing a few points, too. The defense is giving up 20.6 points per game. There will be chances for Washington to score if they can capitalize. The total is far too low for two teams that have scored more than 27 points for a combined 6 times this year. The over is 10-2 in Vikings' last 12 games in November. The over is 6-1 in the last 7 meetings. The over is 4-0 in the last 4 meetings in Washington. Take the over on Sunday. Arizona Cardinals vs Seattle Seahawks. Before the season started, the Seahawks over-under win total for the season was set at just 5.5. Seattle has been far from one of the worst teams in the NFL, as they sit first in the NFC West, a game ahead of San Francisco. Seattle won its 3rd straight game last Sunday, beating the New York Giants 27-13. They outgained the Giants 277-225 in total yards and won the turnover battle 2-1 in the victory. The game was tied 13-13 with just over 11 minutes left in the 4th quarter, but the Seahawks took the lead for good on a 5-play 75-yard drive, capped off by a 33-yard touchdown pass from Geno Smith to Tyler Lockett. Rookie running back Kenneth Walker III added the final dagger with a 16-yard touchdown run, with 5:22 left on a short drive that was set up off a Giants fumble. I have gone back and forth with this one all week. I will say, if you are into teasers, I think the Seahawks are good teaser play as an underdog here that you can move to plus 7.5, as I see this game coming down to the final possession either way. The Cardinals lost their first 3 home games this season to the Chiefs, Rams, and Eagles, but all of those games were without Hopkins, and they played the Eagles tougher than anyone. Arizona is also the more desperate team here as I see their season on the line in this one. I have to lean on the Cardinals to find a way. They only scored 9 points in the first meeting against the Seahawks, but now with DeAndre Hopkins back and playing phenomenally, I see Arizona making the big plays late against a bad Seahawks pass defense. Take the Arizona Cardinals ML-125. The Seahawks rank 26th in total defense, giving up 24.9 points per game and 377.4 yards per game. Seattle hasn't been able to defend the run this year, ranking last against the rush, and the Seahawks have also struggled against the pass with a weak pass rush. Offensively, Seattle ranks 12th, averaging 352 yards and 26 points per game. Geno Smith has had a very good year, and Seattle's offensive line has played well. Smith has thrown 13 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions so far this year. The Cardinals rank 14th in total offense, averaging 347.1 yards per game and 22.8 points per game. Defensively, the Cardinals rank 21st in total defense, giving up 26.3 points per game and 362.3 yards per game. Arizona has Hopkins and Watt back now, but the team also lost Marquise Brown for the season. The Cardinals haven't been consistent this season. Both teams have been inconsistent defensively, and the Seahawks and Cardinals offense have shown that they are capable of putting up points. The Cardinals offense has looked better since Hopkins came back, and Arizona put up 26 points last week. Seattle has had a surprisingly good offense this year, led by Geno Smith, and the Seahawks have been able to move the ball and put up points all year. Murray is a big threat when he runs, and Seattle has the worst rush defense in the NFL. The Cardinals should also be able to take advantage of Seattle's weak pass rush with their talent at the skill positions. Arizona has also had issues defending the run. Walker should be able to have a solid game here as well. This should be a higher scoring game. Take the over, 50 points. Tampa Bay Buccaneers vs Los Angeles Rams. Week after week the Buccaneers failed to start the expected turnaround. Tampa Bay is now 0-6 in their last 6 games against the spread and 0-5 in their last 5 games at home against the spread. The Rams have also seen their struggles recently, but they do have a field goal buffer as an underdog here, and the fact that Kupp is now probable is encouraging. Non-divisional road dogs of 5 points or less who are coming off a loss as a home dog and scored 20 points or less in that previous game are on a 24-TS run since 2014, which applies to the Rams here. I will take Los Angeles. Take the Los Angeles Rams plus 3 points. Coming off a Super Bowl title, the Rams are off to a disappointing start to the season and have lost 3 of their last 4 games. Last week, the Rams grabbed a 7-0 lead in the first quarter against the 49ers, but were outscored 31-7 the rest of the way in a 31-14 loss. Los Angeles was outgained 368-223 in total yards, and neither team committed a turnover. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are right along with the Rams when it comes to the most disappointing team in the NFL so far. Despite the 3-5 start, the Bucs are still very much alive in the race for a division title, as they trail the Atlanta Falcons by just 1 game and are still second in the division. The Bucs lost their 3rd straight game last Thursday, falling to Baltimore 27-22 last Thursday. Running the ball has been a problem all season, with Tampa Bay ranking dead last with 61.9 rushing yards per game, and they picked up just 44 yards on 15 rushing attempts against Baltimore. Tom Brady did complete 26 of 44 passes for 325 yards and a touchdown, but it was not enough. The Rams had one of the best defenses in 2021, winning the Super Bowl with a receiving corporation and passing game that was as good as any in the NFL late in the year. This season Odell Beckham is gone, and the Rams' offensive line has struggled significantly. Former left tackle Andrew Whitworth retired, and the Rams' offensive line has struggled at multiple positions for most of the season. Predictably, the Rams have also struggled to run the ball as well. The Rams' offense ranks 3rd worst in the NFL, averaging 285.6 yards per game and 18.9 points per game. Los Angeles has struggled on defense as well. The Rams rank 19th in points per game, giving up 22.4 points per game. Los Angeles is giving up 310.0 yards per game. Aaron Donald, the best defensive player in the league, has struggled significantly against the run all season long. The Bucs have scored just 43 points combined during their 3-game losing streak. Tampa Bay has injuries along the offensive line, and Brady hasn't looked comfortable over the last month. The Bucs are struggling, and this team desperately needs a win after losing 3 straight. Tampa Bay's defense has also been inconsistent, giving up a late-game winning drive to backup Pittsburgh quarterback Mitch Trubisky. Tampa Bay hasn't had the same pass rush or run defense this team has had in previous years. Both the Tampa Bay and the Rams offense are struggling right now. Even though both teams have had issues on defense as well, the biggest problem for the Bucs and Rams has been the poor play of the offensive units. The Rams and Bucs are both having issues with their offensive line, and neither team is likely to try to stretch the field very much. Both teams are likely to also be conservative with the lead as well, because of the issues each offensive line has had. The Bucs and Rams both have good pass rushers that will have significant matchup advantages against 2 weak offensive lines. This should be a lower scoring game. Take the under, 42.5 points.